pwedeng i-share sa ano lang. Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. Baka nakikita to sa lahat sa YouTube, hindi naman.
Malapit na, sir.
Oo.
Mag-start na ako, sir.
Oo, pero PNU South Luzon to, unlisted ha, hindi to in public. Okay? Wait lang, isend ko lang yung kunin ko lang yung bagong link.
Sir, mag-share na po ako.
Hindi to naka-public ha, listed lang. Okay? Sige. Ano ba natin? Listed ha, hindi to in public. Josh.
Ano po, sir?
Okay, sige. Paano ko ba to? Na-share mo na ba yung link sa sa lahat?
Sa GC po.
Hindi pa. Okay, sige. My dear students, bilisan ko lang ha, yung mga nandito na. Again, I'm happy. Pwedeng hinahina mo lang ng kaunti yan, Josh. Yan. Sige lang. Okay, so ayun, gate. Good. So, malinaw yung audio ko? Josh, malinaw? Okay. Alright, so gano'n. I'm using this cell. Paano ko makikita sa YouTube yan?
Yung link, sir, sa taas po.
Saan? Live on YouTube.
May copies din.
Link. Streaming link. Sige daw, isubukan mo daw i-share yung streaming link sa Facebook. I-post mo daw sa sa ano natin. Saan mo pwedeng i-post yan? Nandiyan ba si Hana? Josh, pwedeng i-reply to all mo yan sa mga do sa wait lang. Ako na lang pala.
Opo, sir.
Nasend mo na yung bagong link?
Opo, wait lang po, sir.
Wag mo na papasukin si Sir si Sir. Well, anyway. Na-share mo na sa sa YouTube. O yung Facebook, pag binuksan ko yung Facebook ng PNU South Luzon, nakikita na yan. Doon sa Facebook group natin. PNU SL Students Group. Doon muna, wag sa public. Josh, pa-share doon sa PNU SL Students Staff and Faculty Group. Yung YouTube link. Okay, so dear students, kumusta kayo? Sana natanggap niyo na yung mga load. I think I was informed by the staff that it was already loaded. Kung mayroon pang hindi nakakatanggap, paki-PM ako. The remaining 50 peso will be loaded tomorrow afternoon para meron pa kayong data sa closing. Okay? So, kumusta? Pwedeng magsalita. Again, we're excited to see you. I have presented you the link on how your paper will evaluated. Ganun pa rin naman. How you will be presented still the how you will be evaluated by the panel. May I share my screen? Ito.
Yes po, sir.
Ayan, I'm now sharing my screen. So again, we are here. This is the program. Papapasukin ko na maya-maya yung ating resource person. And then this one is the files that the updated. I hope the most updated papers we have. You have. I already number it according to its order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and up to the last. Hindi ko alam kung bakit nauuna yung 14 at nasa baba yung number 1. I don't know. Then here, you will see here the paper evaluation. Nasend na tong link na ito sa panel and they will have their separate way to evaluate your paper. And later on, when you present a part of your 15-minute presentation or 1-hour presentation is this oral presentation. So the reviewers will write their name here, they will write their title, then they will evaluate first your presentation. Ayan. This is about the group. Then later on, after evaluating the group performance, the team performance, you will be rated according to your individual presentation. Ito tatlo lang yung nakalagay na rubric dito. The presenter spoke clearly, the response is informative, the speaker showed the depth of understanding. So tatlo lang. The presenter will write your name here, and you will be evaluated. Don't forget the attendance also, and I will be presenting this later on. So I know you're all excited. This is recorded, and it's on as of now, the session is shown in our Facebook group. Josh, na-post na to sa Facebook group natin, nagkaigi ba?
Opo, sir.
Ayan, hanggang sa Facebook group lang siya, then later saka natin siya ipapublic. Okay, para baka may mga hindi tayo makontrol at the moment. Parang hindi ko pa makita. Nakalagay is content isn't available. Wala akong makita sa Facebook group natin. Well, anyway, so may mga tanong ba kayo before we start? I hope paper 1, 2, 3, 4 is ready. Dapat sunod-sunod na kayo dyan later on. Ma'am Hana, are you here? Nandito ka na ba, Ma'am Hana? Nasaan ba si Ma'am Hana? Ma'am Hana, nandiyan ka na? Wala.
Sir, wala pa po.
Pupunta ba sa office si Hana? I'm trying to call Hana. As we call your names later, you will please show your video. Para makita kung nasa inyong location niyo. Then there will be a separate presentation of the paper and the title and then the panelists, of course, and then Dean Rod and acceptance from our student. I think we're all set. I will be asking all the Josh to allow those external and others to come in. Kung may mga tanong pa, just let me know. Okay? So we will start at exactly 9:30. Yun yung program proper natin. I'm just giving you some reminders about our activity here. So, ayun. Any questions so far? Kung may tanong kayo? Definitely, walang babagsak. Ang ganda ba? Ang gandang motivation yun. Nabi sa akin ni Dean Rod, we have to we will also caution our panel. Okay? So ba't nagpa-evaluation kung walang babagsak? Magpakita lang kayo. Present your paper and argue. Kahit alam nyo o di nyo alam yung ina-argue nyo, basta alam nyo yung sinasabi nyo o di nyo alam, sabihin nyo lang. Just be here, enjoy the moment, prove that you know what you're doing, you know your research, and be able to show us and be able to respond to the panel. And the most important is nandito kami to help you. This is that we're creating a dialogue here, and again, we will learn all from these experiences. And ngayon pa lang sinasabi ko na sa inyo, so far it appears initially you have made good papers. Okay, so and we have yet to see how you are going to present them or defend them or argue for it or against something. So ayun. If there's anything you need, you let us know. I hope nasa maganda kayong position ngayon, nasa malakas na signal, and maybe just maybe walang magcha-choppy later on pag nasa Q&A. Okay? So hindi mangangain ang panel, mababait kaming lahat, and let's learn muna dun sa ating Q&A with our invited guests, and let's savor the moment. This is for all of us, kaya enjoy lang tayo, okay? So, ayun. Kakaiba ito na kung saan nakikita nyo lahat ng gawa ng mga klase nyo. Nakikita nyo yung kami online, and of course, parang ang PA nyo nasa virtual university lang. Parang kahit ako naninibago, okay? So, at least we feel the online community once again stronger than ever, lalo na kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng ganito. Okay, so excited na ba lahat? Ano nga, thumbs up nga kung excited na lahat ng mga estudyante ng PNU South Luzon, ng juniors. Josh, na-invite ba natin ang sophomores to watch the recording sa the live in our FB group?
Sir, nakapost na po.
Very good. But hindi ko siya nakikita sa FB group. Pag nandiyan na si Hana, Hana, magparamdam sa akin si Hana. Tinatawagan ko.
Igalaw ang baso.
Oo. Ayun, makikita ko na. Yan, join us. Okay, parang hindi siya yung kailangang i-click pa nila. Ayun, I can see. May 5 seconds differential. Ayun, narinig nga kita dito. Hindi siya yung live, ano? Ayun, nakikita ko na, may feedback na, may echo na. So ready na ba lahat? Time check, it's 9:17. Please let me know kung nandito ng ating si Sir Johnny, Professor Johnny Amora. Sir, nandiyan na ba kayo? Ating resource person today. Can I just stop sharing my screen?
Sir, wala pa po.
Wala pa, si Sir Johnny Amora. Okay, let me know pag pumasok na siya. Okay. So, any initial comments or message from my dear colleagues, faculty and staff? Baka may gusto ko yung sabihin sa kanila habang hindi pa tayo formally starting. I can see Ma'am Ayona, I can see Mama Moore, Sir Jed, nandito na. Sino pa ba? Ayan. Tinitinan ko.
Good morning, Sir Ray.
Yes, Ma'am Grace, thank you. Good morning po. Oh yeah, Ma'am Maria Gracia. Oh yeah, I know. Yes, Ma'am, thank you, Ma'am. Pasensya na, parang haba na sagot ko dun sa chat ko kahapon. Ma'am, basta available kayo, feel free to sit down or to join the Zoom link. Hana, na-inform ba si Dinrod about dun sa bagong Dinrod? I think nakita ko na si Dinrod. Dinrod, yung ating bagong Zoom link dun sa ating kasamahan external panel committee. I can see Ma'am Joy, our staff who are here, Ma'am Rejoy Mahares, and a lot. So this is indeed a very good opportunity to learn and see and connect. Parang nakita ko si Sir Noli. Sir Noli de Ramos, yung kanyang pangalan dito. Binabasa ko yung mga nasa chat. Okay, so message ko lang si sige, let's kung walang tanong, Josh, pa-play na muna yung ating mga piso. Good morning, Sir Noli.
Of articles primarily. That's what most of a journal is the articles and the people who write the articles. So we're the people who write the articles.
Lukad is the official open access journal of Philippine Normal University, South Luzon, Philippines. It is a peer-reviewed, interdisciplinary, and multidisciplinary journal. The journal seeks to publish research articles, monographs, and book reviews across the different topics, with special emphasis but not limited to the following: technology and livelihood education, culture and heritage education, critical pedagogy and literacy, and local history. On our Lukad journey, we were able to produce 3 webinars and a 3-day virtual conference on September 24 to 26, 2020. Lukad is a Tagalog term for removing coconut root through special utensils. The process involves simple to complex methodologies, so coconut meat comes out whole. For more information, you may contact us through the following:
Bagaman tayo ay may kinakaharap na pandemya, iisa lamang ang prinsipyo. Hindi dapat itigil ang pagkakatuto ng mga kabataan. Sabi nga ni Professor Reynald M. Cacho, ang Director for Finance and Administration, nararapat bigyan ng mas malinaw na pagpapaliwanag ang paghihila ng niyog mula sa tradisyon kontrol ng guro patungo sa malayang pagpapalitang guro.
I am certain that if we continue to work with each other, learn from each other while helping one another, we will come up with the best actions and interventions to address our education issues during this time.
Itong paghihila ay maraming daan, lahat patutungo doon sa luparan. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay ang saknungan, sama-sama, hati-hati.
Saknungan sa bagong Kanoyan.
The official open access journal of Philippine Normal University, South Luzon, Philippines. It is a peer-reviewed, interdisciplinary, and multidisciplinary journal. The journal seeks to publish research articles, monographs, and book reviews across different topics, with special special emphasis but not limited to the following: technology and livelihood education, culture and heritage education, critical pedagogy and literacy, and local history. On our Lukad journey, we were able to produce 3 webinars at the 3-day virtual conference on September 24 to 26, 2020. Lukad is a Tagalog term for removing coconut wood through special utensils. The process involves simple to complex methodologies, so coconut meat comes out whole. For more information, you may contact us through the following:
In my opening remarks, the main objective of this training workshop is to come up with a training course pack, which is formed out of the pre-recorded messages and presentations and the recorded live discussions and interactions within the 3-day program using the virtual synchronous modality. Various videos are connected by the creative words of the masters of the ceremonies to form a complete and coherent package. This training course pack, consisting of 5 modules, shall be uploaded to a website wherein the participants who have represented their respective institutions during this training can have the better access to such modules in the Saknungan website using the link www.tinyurl.com/ched PNUSL Saknung. In this case, the exact contents of the training can be echoed asynchronously without any anxiety of power interruptions or intermittent internet signal. Both the present and the future participants are assured that content-wise, the Saknungan is the product of the pooled ideas, wisdom, experiences, technological savviness, lived experiences, and creative thoughts of the trusted personalities in the higher education. Module 0 contains the opening program, training ID, institutional videos, field reports, opening remarks, messages, and keynote speech. Module 1 consists of the field reports, briefing on the training workshop, the need for institutional migration, and interaction on the need for institutional migration via focus group discussion. Module 2 is composed of field reports, training ID, messages discussion on the module and its significance to flexible learning, brainstorming on toolkit preparation, distribution, and module making via breakout sessions. Module 3 is composed of the training ID, field reports, message, and interaction on assessment and monitoring of learning challenges of online modality. Module 4 contains the training video, presentation of insights on lived experiences, messages, Saknungan closing video, online evaluation, and closing remarks. Hence, there is no need for every participant to request for a copy of any presentation or message herein, since the proceedings of the training are accessible in such official website anytime and anywhere. This significant output is designed to contribute to a long-term, hassle-free, and bankable solution to the challenges posed by flexible learning delivery. In conclusion, I have to say, ang kontrabidang walang panamak sa tiyan. Thank you. Bagaman tayo ay may kinakaharap na pandemya, iisa lamang ang prinsipyo. hindi dapat itigil ang pagkakatuto ng mga kabataan. Sabi nga ni Professor Reynald M. Cacho, ang Director for Finance and Administration, nararapat bigyan ng mas malinaw na pagpapaliwanag ang paghihila ng niyog mula sa tradisyonal na pagkontrol ng guro patungo sa malayang pagpapalitang turo.
I am certain that if we continue to work with each other, learn from each other while helping one another, we will come up with the best actions and interventions to address our education issues during this time.
Itong paghihila ay maraming daan, lahat patutungo doon sa luparan. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay ang saknungan sa mga hatihan.
Imagine a world without a genius mind. That's not possible. But a world without philosophy, that's not possible.
We must reflect on the meaning of the current pandemic to apply philosophical reflection in facing the multiple crises we are facing and going through.
Freedom for him is something that is dynamic. Freedom is something that can contribute to the empowerment of people and to the development of society.
We think that one of the many possible replies to these questions pushes us to be more inclusive and find new ways of thinking that could address the undervalued contributions of women who are doing philosophy in the country.
Sinisa did, despite his limited resources. I hope that we could have our philosophical parents and the people we are giving tribute to as our inspiration.
Pero nakakalimutan yung aspekto ng pakikinig. Okay? Yung aspekto ng pagiging bukas sa isipang hindi nakasulat.
Josh, could you unmute na? Good morning, Sir Johnny. Nice to see you po. Yes, Josh. Yep. Yes, sir. All right. Wow. What a way to start the morning. Today is Tuesday. Oh, yep, Tuesday, July 6, 2021. And we are live on our Facebook page, and this is of course exclusive to PNU South Luzon, and we are of course very fortunate to have with us today our guest opener speaker, Sir Johnny Amora, which later we will have our Q&A. Okay, to formally start our today's activity, we will now begin with our program proper. And again, we would like to invite you all, welcome you here. But definitely you will be welcome, of course, by our head after my brief intro and greetings to all of you. With this, the PNU South Luzon, headed by our executive director, with our director for finance, with our dean for academics, with all the faculty and staff, and of course our dear students. We are greeting you all. A very good morning to one and all. And to formally start our program, may I call in our executive director and provost to give his welcome remarks and messages. Sir Roel, please. Okay. So kumusta? I think I have yet to hear from our executive director. Well, anyway, Sir Johnny, kumusta po kayo diyan? Kumusta po ang Lasal at kumusta po kayo? We're maya-maya po tayo mag-start, and I almost forgot, we forgot our preliminaries. Na-excite agad ako. Okay, I understand, of course, that we have to have our preliminaries before we formally start, before I call our executive director. Again, Josh, please prepare our preliminaries from the prayer to the national anthem. Then we call our executive director for the welcome remarks. Josh, please. Josh, yung ating pang national anthem and prayer.
Amang makapangyarihan. Amang makapangyarihan na may likha ng langit at lupa. Kami po ay nagpupuri sa inyong banal na pangalan. Humihingi po kami ng patnubay, karunungan at kaligtasan, lalo na sa pagsisimula ng linggong ito. Tulungan mo po kami na maging makabuluhan ang aming mga gawain. Tulutan mo po kaming mas maging maamo at malapit sa isa't isa, upang mapatibay ang bumibigki sa amin bilang isang pamayanan. Punan mo po kami ng iyong awa, Panginoon, lalo na sa pagbuo at sa pagsasagawa ng mga mahahalagang pagpapasya. Patuloy mo po kaming paalalahanan na ang lahat ng aming ginagawa, kahit na ang aming mga nais sa katuparan, ay patungo sa pagsikhay ng katotohanan na maglalapit sa iyo at sa sangkatauhan at paglilingkod sa aming kapwa. Hinihiling po namin ang lahat ng ito sa pangalan ng iyong anak, sapagkat sa iyo ang kaharian, kapangyarihan, at ang kaluwalhatian magpakailanman. Amen.
All right, good morning. Thank you so much, Josh, for the recorded preliminaries. At this juncture, may we have may I give you the floor to welcome each and everyone, our Executive Director and Provost, Dr. Ruel B. Avila. Sir. Okay. I think we maybe in the absence of our executive director, may we invite our dean to give the welcome remarks.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Ray, and to our Executive Director and Provost, Dr. Roel B. Avila, to our speaker, Professor Johnny Amora, who will be introduced later, and to the one who spearheaded this event, Professor Ray Cacho, and to our Director for Finance and Administration, Engineer Dandy Visurio, to the faculty members, to our staff, and to the students here in Zoom, and also those who are listening in our YouTube live. Good morning. So allow me to just share to you some of the insights and also some of our plans in PNU South Luzon. So upon my appointment in the office last year, so I presented these 10 strategic development plans and programs for a so-called, I called it PNU South Luzon even greater. And if we're going to look at it, so I divided it particularly into the SDPs, the 10 SDPs of the university. And here I shared that the centrality of the plans of the academics is primarily rooted into the shared vision on capacitating research culture and community practice in the campus through spearheading campus regional university system, national and international collaboration between faculty members, students in research and community extension by capability building and mentoring. And we also wanted to synergize teaching and research and teacher-student collaboration towards a unified knowledge production. With this, particularly in order to attain this, we wanted also to capacitate PNU South Luzon faculty, staff, and students in research presentation, in national and international fora, and also publication in CHED-accredited journals, Asian Citation Index, and Web of Science, Scopus. As part of our system-based solution, so we initially think of creating and establish a multidisciplinary online regional journal which would highlight the hubness of the South Luzon, PNU South Luzon, and also by creating a research laboratory database for stakeholders utilization. So if we're going to look, how are we going to realize these things? We can only realize these things by having and promote collaboration, particularly with other stakeholders outside PNU system. So it was for this reason that I vision PNU South Luzon particularly to have an internationalization framework. And this internationalization framework is an engagement in instruction, research, and publication that would boost academic partnership and linkages with local, regional, national, and international universities and professional organizations. So it was for this reason that immediately after my assumption to office, I invited Dr. Dimiterio, he's my advisor. It's because he was the one who is the think tank of De La Salle University towards the realization of research university.
Particularly it's because he adopted the Humboldtian, research university or German research university model. Wherein, okay, there is a unification of knowledge, unification of teacher and students, and unification of teaching and research. And with this, okay, with our series of workshop, we're able to realize that research particularly can be considered, okay, particularly into 4 frameworks. And that is emphasis on research content, okay, emphasis on student focus and student as participants, emphasis on research processes and problems, and students as audience, which is, okay, teacher focus. A student as audience, which is considered this type of model is a teacher focus. Wherein this type of model can be considered as research tutored, research based, research led, and research oriented, wherein the curriculum is emphasized in different ways. And another that we did is after the series of workshop, okay, we initiate, okay, particularly our LUCAD capability program, and that is a LUCAD research and journal management capability program. Wherein it's because we wanted to enlighten or to strengthen the culture of research among faculty and staff and other key players of the university, and institutionalizing a research development program in PNU South Luzon. Okay, it was presented that the Office of the Dean for Academics proposes a research journal management capability program for the fiscal year 2021. And the program objectives are to capacitate faculty members and LUCAD editorial board for journal management and research writing dissemination. And number 2 is to strengthen and cultivate strong, sustainable research culture. And number 3 is to increase PNU South Luzon research production. And last June 30, we're able to have a maiden issue of our LUCAD, an online journal of pedagogy. And now, okay, we are very lucky. It's because, okay, through the initiative of Professor Ray Cacho, he was able to craft and develop a research mentoring program, okay, that is considered as a paper to publication version 1. Okay, that is phase 1 to phase 6. I think Professor Ray, we're going to explain it later. So it is from phase 1 up to phase 6. So sa ating mga estudyante, nandun pa lang po tayo sa phase 3 natin. So just wanted to end this with my post in Facebook last night. This undergraduate research Zoom festival is the culmination of our students' research course. My vision of PNU South Luzon is to be a research teacher university in the future. And I realized that we as faculty members cannot do it alone. We need to have a whole university approach to research mentoring and collaboration for a better knowledge sharing framework. I'm lucky because I have the support of the faculty members and our external mentors outside PNU South Luzon. And to end, thank you, Professor Reynald Cacho, for leading this event and for crafting a whole university research faculty staff student mentoring program. And I am convinced that in a year or two, PNU South Luzon will be one of the campuses with the highest number of research capita in the PNU system. Again, good morning.
Thank you very much, sir. We had some technical problem earlier. We changed link in the Zoom. Maybe unfortunately we weren't able to send the new link to our executive director and provost. My apologies, sir. Maybe later we could still catch your message. All right, thank you very much, sir, Dean Rod, for that refresher or backgrounder on how we came to have this research program. And of course, we have always with us the support of our executive director, the finance team, and all the other stakeholders inside and outside that are there with us from start to finish. At this juncture, we are again very fortunate to have a knowledge sharing activities taking this opportune time to include in our regular programming sharing from external resource person. Initially, we programmed the Research Festival without a guest speaker. Just yesterday, through a flash of insight and assertiveness, I was able to convince our speaker today to join us for a Q&A. And to briefly introduce to you our resource person, our guest, a special guest for this, for our opener. May I read a little about his summary of qualifications. He has more than 20 years of university teaching experience, both in the undergraduate and the graduate levels. 18 years of experience in research and statistical consulting in the academy. 15 years of experience in analytics and statistics consulting in the business sectors. 12 years of experience in academic and business company research. 10 years of experience in research publication. 18 years of using and training different statistical softwares, which include SPSS, Amos, IBM, and others. His expertise are not limited to quantitative research, statistical modeling, analytics, and automation, instrument development and validation, and other softwares, which are so many to names. And at the moment, he is the founding president of the Philippine, is the founding president of the Philippine Association of Researchers and Statistical Softwares Users. At this juncture, allow me to, let us all welcome our guest speaker, our special guest today for our opening program, the Director for Office of Institutional Effectiveness and Research of De La Salle College of St. Benil, Top Avenue, Manila, Philippines. Please welcome Professor Johnny T. Amora. A virtual clap naman po dyan. Sir Johnny. All right, thank you very much. Yes, I hope we could have two screen, makita sa screen yung kay Sir Johnny at yung sa akin. Paano ba yun? Maybe we can make Sir Johnny our co-host. Sir Johnny, are you there po? Yes, sir. May I? Sir Johnny, I think Sir Johnny might lose his connection. Just let me know when if Sir Johnny comes back. Yes, okay. Earlier, Josh, let me know. Parang nawala si Sir Johnny. Si Sir Johnny naman ang nawala ngayon. You know, this is the, I don't know, the other side of technology. You have technology to solve the problem at the same time. It's the one causing. Nawala po sa Zoom si Sir Johnny. Maybe we could call him back later. Before again, he formally comes back and start our Q&A. As the Dean mentioned earlier, we are part of this Undergraduate Research Zoom Festival. This is actually a part of a bigger project which we call, let me share my screen, which we call the Faculty Staff Student Research Mentoring Program. So we envision to have a paper, which at the moment, the papers that our students are going to present later, the presentation and to publication. And this is currently part of the courseworks of the Technology Research 2. Actually, it's 2 research courses. We started the research mentoring phase 1. We had the phase 2, the research forum, and actually we are at the phase 2 now. And after this, we will move to phase 3 to phase 6, from improving the papers of our students, collaborating with them, and further doing other papers that could lead to papers to be submitted to a journal and to the acceptance to the journal, and of course being able to present that. I think Sir Johnny is here. I will now unshare my screen. Thank you, Sir Johnny, for coming back. I thought we lost you for a while there. Kumusta po?
Good morning, sir. Good
Yes,
morning,
sir.
Reynald Pacho.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, administrators, faculty and staff, and students.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I was cut. I was the battery of my. I forgot to
Charge. Okay, let's go.
the battery.
Josh, could you share, make sir parang co-host para we could see to screen on the to slide. Yan. Okay, thank you so much. Again, we have now I can see the three of us are Johnny. So this is actually a first of its kind. Normally we start our program, we call the speaker to talk and he provide us some slides and later limited na lang po yung time sa question and answer. Now, doing research in knowledge sharing, actually the best way to create a dialogue and to grow knowledge is actually to talk about it. And sir, we're again happy to have you. Sir, narinig niyo ba yung paano ko kayo introduce kanina?
Hindi, sir, naputol ako eh.
Okay, sir. Yeah, sir. I read your summary of qualification. Again, your resume speaks it also with your expertise. Now, sir, I have just some questions lang for this Q&A. And again, your research is such a big word. Most students and some fellow professionals may not find this research so pleasing or interesting. How do we engage more individuals to do research or appreciate more research? Paano ba, sir? Any points, sir? Any thoughts?
Okay. So perhaps I will answer the question, why is it that research is not pleasing to everyone, not only faculty members and students, but I think that includes everybody in the academy. And for me, based on my experience, first of all, there is inconsistency between the format of research required by the scholarly research journals and the training provided by the academy or by the university. For example, thesis and dissertation is so very lengthy. We are very much concerned about the number of pages. So therefore, it is discouraging. First stage pa lang ng research, na-discourage na ang students. So it's more of discouraging rather than encouraging. And of course, research articles in research journals utilize the IMRAD format. IMRAD meaning introduction, method, research, and discussion. So it's very short. So thereby, faculty members who are trained to write the results of research using the IMRAD format are more productive as compared to the traditional. So students will not be encouraged to publish research because they see also their research mentors or even faculty members in the university have no publications. So for me, dapat mag-start from the teachers themselves. They should publish research so that students, young students, especially undergrad, will see them research productive. So ang tendency dyan, gagayahin nila yung teachers. Because ang nature talaga, teachers are the role model. And aside from that, in the academe, masyadong mababa yung incentives when it comes to research. But yan yung discouraging. For example, some universities provide only a very small amount of research incentives, whereas the other universities like the rich universities
Include
provide
Lasal, sir.
yes. For example, in some universities in Metro Manila, one research publication in Scopus and Index Journal, the research incentive is more than 100,000.
Wow.
So, unfortunately, in other universities, they only provide us 1,000 to 2,000, 3,000, and so on. So it's there is a varied, kumbaga, magkaiba yung ating pananaw when it comes to research. But if you look at also the other side of the coin, yung research incentives, kung titingnan natin sa other part or the other side, mataas din ang kikitain natin dyan if we are involved in research projects funded by banks, for example, ADB, Asian Development Bank. So there are other funding institutions funds involve millions for a single research. Okay, so
maybe, sir, we could invite you in some other opportunity to have that external funding.
Yeah, external funding.
Sir, you made mention of the EMRAD. Actually, yun na nga, sir. I think the universities are now transitioning from a manuscript to paper format style. I think you siguro it's now really a call. It's now time na to shift the call from hardbound to paper format na po.
Yeah. Yes, so your question has two parts. The other part is how to engage more individuals to do research. So as I've said earlier, it will start from the faculty members. So that young students will be encouraged to engage in research. Faculty should engage in research publication. So maganda yung we shift from traditional to the TeamRad format kasi encouraging yun. For example, in my experience, I have a research publication with only 6 pages.
Wow.
6 pages published article in the Scopus Index Journal. So parang siya, parang hindi siya mabigat in the part of the researcher kasi konti lang. And of course, as I've said earlier, faculty should always serve as a role model. Maganda yung nakita ko, narinig ko sa inyo kanina na you start to establish the collaborative research among faculty members. So magandang start yun. Kasi alam naman natin na talaga na yung university, one of the functions is the research. And research publication is very important when it comes to the faculty members. Faculty members should especially those who have PhDs, masters and PhDs, they should contribute to the body of knowledge. Otherwise, yung ating degree ma-forfeit. Forfeit yung purpose of taking the PhD if we don't contribute to the body of knowledge. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Actually, nag-chat si Dean dito. Later I will be emailing you, sir, if you have recommended apps that we could maybe use. Then later on, we could collaborate in as part of a training program. Sir, just sharing lang, sa PNU, sir, we do also have incentives. I have mentioned this to our students and our faculty knows this. Sa amin, sir, ang focus is around 50,000, depending dun sa ranking. Then we have international paper around 20 to 25,000, divided by the number of researchers. And we also have incentives that we are providing, not just to faculty, but even to graduate and undergraduate authors, co-authors. They also get a share of the incentives. Yun na nga, sir, that I have seen your trainings, siguro, sir, yung training, yung exposure nyo at the international level have helped you, and you are, sir, highly, I think ang orientation is highly quantitative. That comes to my second question, sir. Sir, I think you're more of a positivistic or quantitative research background, and should we really, is there more to quantitative or to qualitative? How should we see research in those two, or one, or combination? Baka mali yung tanong ko, sir, baka pwede yung improve. How do we approach this, sir?
For me, alam natin na there are research can be quantitative, can be qualitative, or can be mixed method. But for me, my personal opinion about it is that so that we will have expertise in the field, we should choose either quantitative, qualitative, or mixed method. So it's very important that, for example, as beginners, it's very important that we choose one. For example, in my case, I choose quantitative, so that there is depth. So depth is very important rather than the width. Deep meaning to say may lalim. Napansin ko kasi I am the founding president of PARSU, Philippine Association of Researchers and Statistical Software Users. I observed that faculty members are very fond of knowing almost all fields. For example, if I offer quantitative methods, they also attend they attend both quanti and quali. So I advise them to focus on one approach. For example, focus sila muna sa quantitative approach. Quantitative approach is very broad also. It has a wide scope. So focus on a specific research design. For example, you focus on correlational research design. Then you focus on structural equation modeling. So for within 5 years, for example, 5 years time, your research might be all about correlational research utilizing structural equation modeling. Para mayroon kang expertise. So I do not believe of faculty members na gustong matuto sa lahat pero walang depth, walang lalim. So one at a time siguro. Kasi sa akin nag-work 'yon. My master's is applied statistics. So madali lang sa akin na in-apply yung statistics sa empirical research dahil hindi na ako kailangan mag-aral pa sa statistics. So I focus on the format. So ganon din sana sa mga faculty members, you should start from one method. As in my example, for example, correlational research design utilizing structural equation modeling. So yun ang buuin mo para magiging expert ka sa area na yon. So kung halimbawa na hirapan ka sa structural equation modeling, babaan mo lang konti, mag regression analysis. regression analysis. Pero focus ka pa rin sa correlational research. Then of course, dapat mag-publish para hindi lang yung inaral mo lang, then after mong aralin, makalimutan mo kasi. Whereas kapag nag-publish ka, especially if you publish your paper in the Scopus Index Journal, kahit pa walang incentives, matutuwa ka na. Especially kung masasite na yung publication mo. Parang yung citation at saka yung publication, parang katumbas na yon sa isang incentives. For me, for example, hindi ko kukunin yung aking research incentives, okay na. Walang research incentives. Basta makapag-publish na ako.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sir, would it be the same sa undergraduate? Undergraduate mostly, lalo na in Quezon Province, they really find hard finding statisticians or to help them work with their research. How will they appreciate more or do more people, lalo na kung kulang yung tao that they could ask?
Friendly advice. Mas maganda ikaw mismo ang mag-analyze sa data mo because nowadays statistics is no longer difficult. We have plenty of software. Some are free.
Yes,
for example, kung marunong ka sa technology, you can utilize the R software. Kung hindi ka marunong sa technology, konti lang ang alam mo, pwede kang gagamit ng mga freeware. For example, the JASP, Hamovi. So,
Excel.
In short, statistics is no longer difficult at this time because of the software. Click mo lang yung software, then everything shall be provided. So, ang i-develop mo na lang yung skills on how to interpret the results, how to summarize the results. Yun na lang ang i-develop mo.
Sir Johnny, at this pandemic period, what areas or topics would be very much relevant to do research with that our undergraduate student or even faculty could maybe look into?
Okay,
Any suggestion?
So for me, sa mga ganyan, in fact, mayroon kaming current research, pero hindi naman siya kailangan na sasabihin na COVID-19 related. Kasi if you gather data, for example, your respondents are students or faculty members, pwede naman natin banggitin doon sa title na talagang pandemic naman ngayon.
Yes.
So, maaring same variables, yung usual variables assuming na walang pandemic. Pero, ang kagandahan ngayon, maaring yung mga previous models, maaring hindi na mag-work ngayon dahil pandemic. Ang ibig kong sabihin, there is a possibility that existing research model might not hold nowadays because our situation is different from before. For example, ang research model was developed before the pandemic, and there is a possibility na maiba na ang model na yon during the pandemic. So not necessarily na banggitin mo na COVID-19 or during the pandemic. Pwede mo i-test yung existing model. For example, technology acceptance model. Iti-test mo yon. Di ba ang technology acceptance model, mayroong mga variables, then some variables are, or the variables are intercorrelated. Then kapag gamitan na ng respondents during the pandemic time, intercorrelated pa rin ba? So yun kasi ang issue doon. So kaya kahit anong existing model you can replicate. So replication is allowed in research publication. In fact, I have a research publication just released July of 2020, pandemic time, July 2020. Pero yung respondents namin before pa ng pandemic. So, replication yon ng extended technology acceptance model. Pero, significant yung mga variables, pero I doubt kung significant pa rin ba sa panahon ngayon. So, kaya sabi ko, kahit anong klaseng model, pwede mo ite-test ngayon dahil napakagandang research because of the pandemic. So, kung talagang gusto mo ng bagong mga variables, there are plenty. I will mention. For example, you want to incorporate in your research the variables such as COVID-19 anxiety, COVID-19 literacy. So, pwede mo yun idagdag doon sa research model mo.
Yes, sir. And my part, uncertainty.
Yes,
sir.
pwede rin.
Oh, yes, sir.
Uncertainty.
Sir, how should all these findings end in just publication, sir? How do we make use of naman research in our real life? How do we connect this thing? Yun na nga, minsan may gap ang theory and practice. Iba yung nasa theory, iba yung nasa practice. How do we reconcile all of this as part of my last question? Maybe my colleagues and our one students could share one or more questions. Yes, sir.
Sa tingin ko, sir, maaring ang research natin ay theoretical. Hindi natin titingnan kung ano ang practical, ano ang application. Basta theory lang. Then later on, after several years, magkaroon na ng application. For example, sa mathematics, maraming research sa mathematics before na nagamit na ngayon. In fact, for example, yung malalim na mga models, pero sa panahon ngayon, because of the technology, nagkaroon na tayo ng algorithms ng analytics, for example. Before, yung regression analysis, hindi naman ginagamit for prediction. So, sa panahon ngayon, because of the technology, nagagamit na. So, what I mean is that not necessarily na yung research mo ay mayroong direct application, kasi theory lang, theoretical. Then, mayroon ding practical. Ibig sabihin direct ang application sa results mo. So mas maganda ang suggestion ko para magkaroon ng ma-maximize ang usage of your research findings, publish it so that all people around the world can access your publication. Publish mo, then makikita naman yan sa Google Scholar. So, for example, in my case, kung mag-limit lang tayo sa within the university, kukonti lang ang users ng findings mo. But if you upload it in the internet, if you publish your paper in the international journals, walang limit. Kahit sino pwedeng mag-cite sa paper mo. So, ibig sabihin, once na na-cite na yung paper mo, it means na nagagamit na yung findings mo. Huwag ilagay lang sa ating cabinet.
Yun na nga po. Yes, sir. And maybe environmental friendly pa because marami tayong
environmental friendly. Yeah.
And actually, sir, I have this class and in this research class in PNU South Luzon. Mga estudyante ko po nakikinig ngayon at kasama kong colleagues na faculty. They can see the works of my students in a Google Drive, and later on they will be evaluating it and give some points for improvement, and they will actually ask or validate the works of our students. Do we have question from our colleagues and our students? Maybe we could accommodate one or two questions before we end our Q&A. Talaga sir, research shows yung medyo matagal na presentation discussion, it could also cost our yung ating interest, yung enthusiasm, yung momentum to die down. Pero talking with you sir with those things, parang I have to again explore more, learn more about especially the areas in statistics. We need faculty, sir. If you could recommend us to South Luzon, we feel free to recommend, and we will again be reaching you soon in a training program which we will have in our research program. For our students, feel free to chat one or two for our faculty and staff. Baka po meron kayong tanong. Sir, si Din po nagtanong kanina ng application. Ano po yung pinaka normally gamit yung application ngayon? And how's the price range if we're going to buy, if the university will be buying? How much should we allow?
For the university, I suggest user-friendly yung SPSS.
Yes.
So, for example, in case you want to acquire, so just let me know so that I can help you haggle the discounted software.
How much in projection should we prepare just in case?
So nasa ano sir?
Roughly estimate. Per year po ba yan subscription or lifetime?
We have the options per year subscription or perpetual. Meaning to say perpetual, you can utilize the application for forever without.
How much are we talking, sir? Parang
kung perpetual is nasa mga 120,000.
And for the subscription?
Subscription, mas mura lang, sir. Wala pang 50,000 yata.
Okay. Yes, sir. Parang, I think our finance team, nagkaroon sila bigla ng idea. Okay. Dean,
mas maganda, sir.
Yes,
mas maganda, sir. Ilagay mo sa, ano, sa laboratory.
Yun nga, sir. We are computer laboratory. And maybe yung user niya sana, hindi lang isa ang makagamit, more than at least we can share access to our colleagues.
So if you can put the software in the laboratory, so perhaps 40 or 30 units in the laboratory.
Okay. Okay. So allowed yun, sir, kahit multiple use. Wow. Sir, we're excited to have that part of our arsenal, part of our resources in our research. Do we have question? One more or two? Sir, pag hindi kayo nagre-research, ano ginagawa nyo? Personal naman to. Hindi ba kayo sir napapagod yung about the
Nag-ano ako, sir,
research?
I am working on my book. Nagsusulat kasi ako ng libro ng research.
We're excited to see that, to have that. Para sir, yun na lang libangan nyo, sir, after doing the numbers. Guesting from other training speakerships, then you're writing. Wow, I wish we could have that kind of energy and time. Again, if there's no more question, sir, tinitingnan ko yung chat, parang wala na. Again, sabi ko sa inyo, sir, yes, sir, promise ko sa inyo 9:30 to 10:30, and I know si sir, nakachat ko siya kanina, kahapon, may 2 meeting siyang attended, supposed to be ngayon, buti na isingit tayo for 1 hour. Wow. Sir, yung aming token and our will be sent to your office na. Hingin ko na lang yung address niya later.
No problem, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, anyone maybe message po sa aming mga undergraduate students bago sila sumalang sa presentation? Because they will be having their presentation, they will be arguing, they may be listening, or they will be, I don't know, any more any message for our undergraduate students? Any message for our undergraduate students, sir, na later nasa salang, baka po may gusto kayo sabihin sa kanila?
Good luck sa inyo. So
Yes,
kaya nyo yan.
Yes, sir.
So continue learning, because actually learning is a continuous process talaga yan. So don't stop learning.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, I think, can we just have, Josh, can we have, sir, magpipicture lang po ako. Then we will invite ito. Josh, can you take a picture? Nakikinig ka ba, Josh? Ayan. Sir, may pahabol ditong isang tanong na lang, sir. Sir, kasama ko po to, faculty. What tips can you advise to sustain interest in research?
Ano lang
Pahabol,
yan,
sir.
focus lang.
How to focus, sir?
Dapat dapat po mayroon kayong target. For example, within a year, dapat mag-produce ka ng, for example, isang research in 1 year, 1 school year. Kung titingnan mo yung aking Google Scholar, 2021 mayroon na ako eh.
Yes, sir.
So, yung ginagawa ko ngayon, para na yan sa 2022. So, parang gagawin mong way of life. Kasi tayo na sa academe, lalo na kung PhD tayo, masters, ang expectation talaga ay we should contribute to the body of knowledge. So, yun yung ano ko, yun yung personal na encouragement na dapat mag-produce ako every school year. Regardless kung mayroong incentives o wala. So, mag-produce talaga ako.
Yes, sir.
So, para makapag-contribute ako sa aking field of specialization. Kasi nga, tayo ay nasa academe, we are expected to contribute to our field of specialization.
Yes, sir. Yes. Oh, okay. Could not. Ma'am Brenda, I hope you are satisfied with the answer.
Para specific, for example, within a week, dapat maglagay ka talaga ng isang, for example, 2 hours per week, 3 hours per week. Maglagay ka. For example, natutulog ka ng 9 o'clock pa lang, pwede kang mag-extend ng 10 o'clock na lang instead of 9 o'clock. Para lang talaga para sa yon, at gagawin mong ugaliin mo yon hanggang magiging mo na yon, routine. Mahirap sa umpisa.
Yes, sir. Yung momentum.
Pero ano ka eh. Kumbaga sa ating salita ay parang masasanay ka rin. Parang addiction na.
Parang kayo ngayon, sir. Parang way of life yun na lang, sir. And of course, that's very inspiring, sir. I think, sir, we can hold you more. Ayan, si Ma'am Brenda nagsalita na si Ma'am Brenda.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
okay.
Welcome po.
Yes, Ma'am Brenda is currently doing her dissertation at the moment. Sir, I think if there's no more question, we can't hold you this long. Group picture na lang po kami. Josh, are you there? Nakikinig ka ba? Josh?
Hello, sir. Yes po.
Yes, yes. Can we have a group picture with, can you take a picture of this? Then mag-first slide tayo. Because we can't hold Sir Johnny Amora for this long. May meeting pa po siya. Magbilang ka lang. Una muna ito.
Sige po, sir. Ready po.
Yan. Discount.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Next slide po.
Sige.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Sa mga hindi pa nakakapag-open ng camera, pwede pa po. 1, 2, 3. Last slide po. 1, 2, 3. Okay na po, sir.
All right. Can we have a virtual applause for Sir Johnny? Thank you so much for your time, sir. And our certificate and token to follow po, sir. We will send it to your office.
No problem, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much po.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir. Okay. All right. At this juncture, we will have the Sir Josh. Were you able to send the link to our EDP? Okay na siya. Sir, well, nandito na po ba? Well, anyway, we will now proceed to the presentation of our research title and researchers, and I will also present to you our list of panel. May I call Ms. Hannah Mapula to present to us? Mag-on-screen po kayo, mag-view po kayo ng mic ng camera niyo pag tinawag po kayo. Josh, kindly have yung presentation sa YouTube na kita yung mga mukha ng members. Yes, Ms. Hannah Mapula, please, you have the floor.
Good morning po. Good morning, everyone. Yan. We have a total of 14 papers to celebrate during our research festival. And let me enumerate to you all the papers and its proponents. Okay. First is the financial stress impact to learning performance among freshman students of PNUSL in times of pandemic by Kathy Nicole R. Baisa, Jessica May C. Blanza, Angelica V. de la Cruz, Cyril A. Mancera, and Donna Monica E. Vasquez. Paper 2, the effects of technology use in education on the learning process in tertiary institutions in Lopez Quezon by Jezebel Z. Balmes, Eden K. B. Kalapit, Florabel M. Ferranculio, and James Patrick V. Beluya. Paper number 3, assessing current situation of home economic students in the new normal, comparative analysis of 2 universities by Diana Rose Leda, Alfonso Santos III, and Risha Joy Jimenez and Sybil Astrid Recto. Paper 4, levels of satisfaction of online consumer on the services of online market platforms among young adult age group by Cristel C. Banya, Junel P. Cerujano, Christian A. Gonzalez, April Joy C. Pulgar, and Ken Arve G. Rosilia. And on the day 2, paper number 5, employability of the BTLE graduates of Philippine Normal University South Luzon by Ryan Dehapa, Jenny Redoma, and Flor Christine Rieza. Paper 6, modular distance learning, advantages, challenges, and prospects by Martina Maria Angela P. Gaza, Jamaica C. Trinidad, Asia K. O. Limbo, and John David R. Wadilla. Paper 7, effectiveness of localized online Facebook selling as marketing strategy in Lopez Quezon by Zoya Romel Besmonte, April Joy Capistrano, Mary Grace Fernandez, Wendy Joy Bascardo, and Rayaline Valencia. Paper number 8, perception of first-year students towards online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic by Eloisa Jane Anacion, Jan Denver Behino, Maria Erica Jean Ferrolino, and Joycen Ilao. Paper 9, comparative study in the use of organic chemical pesticides of farmers in Quezon Province before and during pandemic by Christina C. Enclano, Mark J.C. Mancera, Gabriel M. Pilot, Jessa P. Quitoriano, and Geraldine C. Silverio. Paper 10, consumers' perception on rabbit meat consumption in Quezon Province by John Vincent A. Burse, John Carlo V. Flores, Junjun L. Rebleza, and Ella May Barrera. And on the day 3, paper 11, major outcome of ASF to the pig industry of Lopez Quezon, basis for the implementation of biosecurity and prevention control by Elaine Marie Baet, Daniel I. Odoño, Maria Elisa Vichoso, and Charlene Victoriano. Paper 12 is the effects of home gardening on the holistic health of college students in Lopez Quezon, basis for program development by Rebecca Ann, Kimberly Arit, Abner R.J. Cagujas, Jelisa K. Capiral, and Mary Chris Paderagao. Paper 13, Gulay vendors on COVID-19 pandemic, exploring significant changes to market life by Rose Jane B. Hernandez, Haizan Jesri V. Loseto, Celine Grace S. Monterrero, Ella May B. Septimo, and Maynard Junipa. And last, paper 14, women on board, role of women in the fishing industry of Perez Quezon by Joyce Tricia May Corpus, Mariela M. de la Cruz, Aristotle M. Cañazares, and John Derek Desmond. That's it. That is all of the paper that will be presented during our 3-day research festival.
Yes, thank you very much, Ma'am Hannah. And of course, the committee will not be complete without the panel to listen to them and to ask questions, and of course to assess their works and help improve their works. May I present to you the list of our ongoing, still being updated committee membership, internal panel committee members. From PNU South Luzon, we have Professor Maria Gracia R. Samson, Professor Cyrene C. Osenia, Dr. M. De Ramos, Dr. Ruel D. Avila, Dr. Amor F. Lunisa, Professor Ayona Ofelia Sonoria, Professor Brenda Villamor, Professor Aaron Jed Tumbali, Professor, I have to get used to this, Carmela Capansana Montalvo, Dr. Rodrigo D. Abenes, Carmela, Miss Hannah Rose D. Mapula, Mr. Mark Josh Gasos, and our external panel from Manila, faculty and graduate students composition. We have Dr. Enero B. Ancho, Dr. Arlene C. Marasigan, Dr. Praxis Miranda, Dr. Jose L. Conde, Dr. Maria Sheila M. Simat, Professor Jason L. De Vera, Professor Joanna Marie Borja, Mr. Lexter Natividad, and Ma'am Claudine M. Alhambra. And of course, again, this will be the composition. As we have initially talked about, it will become an open panel. Though you have your assignment, other faculty member may come in to join the session. I think that's all for now. Any thoughts, Dinrod, before I call on I call for a break?
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Ray. My message to our students, kasi nakikita ko yung mga iba, naka-video on, parang merong silang anxiety, mga kinakabahan. So sa akin, the reason we have this research, we call it research mentoring, not research, not defense. We are here to help you. So we invited faculty, we invited our external panel as well. It's because we know that we can help you. So the reason behind why we are doing this, it's because sabi ko nga, we have a greater vision for PNU South Luzon, and that is PNU South Luzon to be a research teacher university. So this kind of mentoring program is really a necessity for us. So it's because it's our way of collaborating with you. So you will be presenting your papers, and while you are presenting your papers, we are not here to grill you. Hindi para kayo gisahin, kundi para tulungan kayo. It's because sooner or later, we will going to collaborate towards the publication of your paper. Isipin nyo na lang, you try to imagine, na we as much as possible, na before your graduation, hindi ito nangyayari sa ibang mga university. Before your graduation, ay makapag-publish kayo ng mga research, sa mga well-known journal, and that is really a great achievement. So that's why ito yung ginawa nating program, which I would say a holistic program for the university, in particular to PNU South Luzon. So again, good luck, and I hope na you enjoy the journey of research, and hindi kayo madala, kundi hanggang sa pagtandaan nyo, kasi ito yung proseso na gagawin natin. So maraming salamat.
Yes, thank you din. Actually kanina mas excited pa ako sa estudyante, mas excited pa ako sa inyo kanina. Parang na-fast track ko, napabilis ko yung mga pangyayari. Well, anyway, we're excited, but again, our day this opener will not be complete without the message of our Executive Director and Provost. May I call our EDP, Dr. Ruel B. Avila, for his message. Sir, please. Joining pa. Okay, yes. Okay, so after the message of Sir Ruel, our EDP, we will give you a 5 to 10 minute break. Then after that, proceed na tayo we start immediately at 11 a.m. You have the time. I will give you 1 hour, the first group in the morning. Excited na si Angelica, si Kathleen, si Jessica. Nakikita ko na sila. Okay, good. Yeah. So let me know, Sir Ruel, if just say a word, sir, if you're already here. Medyo ang daming nakalagay sa screen ko ngayon. Sir Ruel, nandito na pa kayo? I got a message from Josh na papasok na si Sir Ruel. Okay. Angelica, Kathleen, Jessica, yung okay na arrange naman na lahat, and I can see Donna Monica. Wow. Ayan, pati si Cyril, ready na. So, parang nag-usap tayo, ang uniform natin is this one. So I'm your father now. Okay, let me know pag nandito na po si Sir Ruel. Message me Josh for the message. So Angelica, Kathleen, Jessica, Monica, kayo ang unang sasalang. Bakit ba hindi ko nga gagamitin yung salitang sasalang. Kayo ang unang magpapakitang gilas. parang lalo nakaka-stress 'yon, ano?
Silang unang i-mentor.
Yan, kayo ang unang i-mentor. Yan. I-mentor na kung ano mang ginawa niyo ay walang kinalaman ng Philippine Normal University. Tama ba 'yun? Biglang tinanggi sila, no? No, just relax, okay? Kami ay nandito lahat to help you and to guide you. Okay? Yes. Sir Roel, nandito na po kayo? Okay. I received a message from Josh. Okay. Angelica, Jessica, Donna, May, Cyril, and Kathleen. This is your first question. Ba't parang lalo kayo ni-stress? Okay. Sino ang hindi pa nag-aambag? Sabay ganun. Anyway, kumusta? Gusto niyo bang i-unmute yung mic niyo para makapagsalita naman kayo dyan? Kasi kayo yung nire-ready namin ngayon. I think ngayong oras na ito, nire-review na nila Ma'am Carmela, Ma'am Ayona, Ma'am Hana. Ayan, diba na si Ma'am Hana. Tinitingnan niyo yung papel. At si Dr. Sir, can Dr. Enero make it this morning, sir? Dinrod?
I think baka mamaya pa siyang hapon kasi
so, may gusto kayo sabihin? Angelica, Jessica, Donna, Cyril, Kathleen. Binadaan nyo lang sa ngiti, ha. Parang mas excited pa kayo, ha. Guys, I think Josh, hindi naman nakapublic tong YouTube natin ngayon, ano. This is unlisted and okay, mag-alala. This is only for our viewing muna sa ngayon. Okay? Alright. Wala na akong masabi. Siguro, please, can we just maybe, kayo baka may gusto kayong sabihin? Angelica, Jessica, Donna, Cyril, and Kathleen. Wala kayong gusto sabihin. Okay. Josh, pakibilisan na. Well, anyway, maybe we could take a break for 5 to 10 minutes, then we come back at 10 a.m. Pwede ba yun? Josh, can we be updated? Let's have the message of Sir Roel after the break.
Nakamute ka, Sir Ray. Sir Ray. Nakamute ka.
Hello, naririnig niyo ako?
Yes, sir. Okay na. Muted ulit.
Sir Ray, break ba muna tayo 10 minutes? Nakamute yata si Sir Ray. Sir Ray, may problema ang ano
Sir,
mo.
hindi po siya nakamute.
Okay na?
Ano po yata?
Okay na.
Nawawala.
May problema ang headset.
Okay. Yan, naririnig nyo na ako. Malinaw na.
Yes, sir. Okay na.
Ayun, sige. Okay.
Break ba
Alright,
muna
so
tayo 10 minutes?
break muna tayo ng 5 to 10 minutes, then we start at 10 a.m. Okay? So break muna. How do we do this? By not leaving. Okay?
Ito lang, sir. Mayroong 10 minutes dito na timer.
Sige, sir, please.
One research study published in Taylor and Francis titled Towards a Philosophy of Academic Publishing said, and I quote, "For academic institutions, academic publication in high-quality journals is a vehicle for improving the ranking and standing of the institution. For an academic, it is the means by which research grants are obtained and promotion secured."
I welcome you all in this afternoon's LUCAD Research and Journal Management Capability Strategic Planning 2021 series, focusing on the philosophy of academic publishing.
So this program is actually designed and intended into 3 reasons. Number 1 is to capacitate faculty members and LUCAD editorial board for journal management and research writing and dissemination. And the number 2 is we wanted to strengthen and cultivate a strong and sustainable research culture. And we wanted to really increase our research production that had really a great impact to the community.
Okay, great. Well, thanks so much. First of all, thanks for your lovely introduction, Brenda. Thank you and congratulations, Rodrigo. It's great to see you. I wish I could be there with all of you in Philippines. I'm going to talk about the philosophical aspects of academic publishing on a personal level and on a professional level. Right, because a journal consists of articles primarily. That's what most of a journal is the articles and the people who write the articles. So we're the people who write the articles. Academic career and your goals in publishing as an unfinished story and a kind of cycle that goes around over time.
The university, it's about the inclusion of research, also extension and production.
Glad to have you with us this sunny morning. Today's webinar is titled Research Management, which is part of the series on the LUCAD Research Journal and Management Capability Program 2021.
Administrators at PNU, South Luzon, fellow professors, academics, and fellow researchers. And good morning also to my collaborator. The way to teach research is to do research with your students. You cannot teach research by saying step 1, step 2, step 3, then do this. The best way is to do the conceptualization, do the planning, check the progress of the data gathering. Told me this, okay, you are now a college administrator. I was the research director of CLA, but she told me, do not forget your research output, your research projects, because one day you're an administrator, but another day you're no longer an administrator.
In our conversation with Professor Jackson during our first webinar, on philosophy of academic publishing, we realized the difference between research writing and journal management. As a teacher education institution aspiring to be a research teacher education university, we find it imperative to have our journal as our avenue in digitization, diversification, and decentralization of knowledge production and research.
Started out as a manager, managing ed. So let me begin by going through the scope or coverage that you want to take up as a journal. So multidisciplinary, of course, are the publication dates going to be optimal for the people involved? Publish papers from people such as undergraduate or graduate students. Will it also accept external submissions from other institutions, or is it an internal type of
website of the Philippine National Philosophical Research Society. Now, our editorial board, what is the composition of the journal, appointed me as the associate editor of the journal, with the view of really, as Dr. Arte mentioned, of training me to handle the journal. Okay, so this is a non-stock, non-sectarian, non-profit society whose advocacy is just to make philosophy, to promote philosophy as an academic discipline and as an instrument in nation building.
We've never charged any processing fee since 2007 and until today.
Because, like for example, somebody submitted on Arab philosophy. I know the paper is good. I know the paper is good, but I have to find an expert on Arab philosophy. And sad to say, I have to let it go because I don't have a reviewer for that paper.
Themes lang, okay? The website doesn't have to be aesthetically pleasant. The website doesn't have to have all the fancy features. It just needs all the regular content that you want to see in a journal. Going to give you a lot of space and a very good amount of bandwidth. And meron ding redundancy yan. So that's why I strongly also recommend not running the entire site within the Philippines. The IT infrastructure in the Philippines is not very good. We don't have a lot of data centers here. Those data centers abroad have redundant power backup systems and
isang maalab na pagbati mula sa Timog Katagalugan. Welcome to our webinar on Pathway to Research Publication.
Our resource speaker for today's webinar is currently an assistant professor in the College of Graduate Studies and Teacher Education Research at the Philippine Normal University.
Na i-connecta ito sa aking paboritong kanta. Evidence na ang pamagat ay bawat daan. Sa pagkumpas ng iyong kamay, aking landas, kinagabay. Tinutukoy dito, particularly sa pagsulat, ang naging hugot ko dito ay ang paghahanap ng mentor o gagabay, no? Pagkatapos magpahinga, mag-recharge. Pagkatapos mag-recharge, laban ulit. Parang dead end na or walang light at the end of the tunnel. However, sa prosesong ito, kinakailangan manghawakan lalo natin yung paniniwala natin na hindi, kaya natin yan pagtatagumpayan ito.
Hello, Dinrod, are you there? So can you hear me? All right. Josh, we will start the presentation now, and we will allow them to share their screen. And it's exactly 11. You have 1 hour. We allotted 1 hour per the team, and we will start the time once they have start sharing or presenting. Okay. So can we? Wait lang. I will prepare my time here para so minutes. Yeah, okay. So all right. Josh, can we make them isa lang ba magpe-present ng PowerPoint niya?
Opo, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, good. May we know who will control
Sir Ray?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excuse po.
Yes, sir.
Shall we cut the live po? Or
please.
okay.